What's up, guys? Welcome back. I decided I'm not gonna make you wait for the rest of the week to get my viral build for the Amprex. So, anybody tuning in for the first time and didn't see my corrosive build Amprex, you might want to go watch that one for, laughs, I guess. This is my other Amprex. This is a 8 forma. The corrosive build is a 6 forma. You cannot make both of my builds on one Amprex. Sorry. Not my fault, blame me for making prime cryo rounds a Vazarin polarity. Oh, anyways. Check this out, I got Ivara equipped this time. I'm gonna just show you different things. I'm gonna go over viral slash Amprex. Right now with Ivara, this is not slash build. This is just stealth. The only difference really is Hunter munitions being replaced with Hush. It's the general basis of the builds. I have fun version and I have murder versions. Just depends on what frames you're running, synergies, everything definitely matters with all of that. So let's say anybody who's ever seen me run my Corpus Fisher Survival for 4+ hours, 3+ hours, whatever, and you notice that I was absolutely melting through level 2,000, 3,000 Corpus enemies in the Fisher with my Amprex and my Ivara. It's this build. I will share my Amprex ribbon for you. The higher the crit and the higher the multi-shot, you'll do better. Avoid any status duration minuses you can avoid. I would say go for crit chance, crit damage, multi-shot, and a minus, like, if you get lucky, like minus impact, puncture, something, crazy like that. Avoid minus slash because it will impact the other build here. So this is the build. I'm going to go ahead and let you pause the video, and that way you can screenshot. Well, hold on. Alright, I got you. Where I leave this, go ahead and screenshot it right here and know that where my cursor is, that is the ribbon slot. So do not forma that as a minus slot unless you are going to have a ribbon also with a minus for the polarity. And we'll just get into that later. I mean, it might not really impair you, but this is an 8 forma build, so you might want to be careful what you do. I can look real quick. Let's say you don't have a ribbon. I would switch these out, but I'll get to that build here in a bit. I'm gonna just show you the viral setup. Oh, so let's go over synergies, right? Okay, so how I do what I do with Ivara in those missions, where everything is dying no matter what level it is. I have that Amprex build, and then I am running actually a Pox to strip armor. Fulmination definitely matters for my build. You want to go for extremely high status and multi-shot. Hornet Strike is optional. You do not need damage. Duration mods do not help you at all as far as how long the gas cloud floats and lingers from the Pox. I really wish it did. It's dumb that it don't, but it is what it is. So don't run any status duration on that. The more corrosive you have, it don't matter. It's not based off corrosive, it's based off your ticks per second. Honestly, this is normally what I run. Like, completely honest, that's normally what I run right there. Instantly remove armor, basically. There's a lot of little twerks and tweaks you can do. I keep saying twerks because somebody was in a party with me earlier. I just kept making jokes and memes about Miley Cyrus for some reason, and then I was like, oh, but I want to twerk like Miley. And I was just like, yep, and I want to drink bleach hearing that. But it is what it is. Do not run a punch through mod on the Pox. It does some really weird stuff that you don't benefit from whatsoever. It goes through the enemies and does not do corrosive procs to the enemies. I'll go ahead and run this no damage, I guess. No damage buff corrosive, just real quick so you can see that definitely status. My Ivara Zenistar. If you're running Zenistar, here you go. Here is an updated version of my corrosive build. My gas build from the video I showed with Siren and Rhino and whatnot, that video was catered to condition overload not working, so I told everybody to use Smite. If you do not have a Riven, copy this whole build, and where the Riven is, put the Smite mods. That will do more damage than, say, putting a heat mod on there. Berserker will not work, and anybody that tells you it will, just slap them in the forehead real quick and tell them they're dumb. Anyways, so we'll get into this. I'm going to show you different enemy types. We'll start with the most common everybody struggles with. I'm going to just show you how quick the armor can get stripped off with pox. I was arguing with somebody recently. He claimed up and down that his Mutilus Theranos was the same exact thing to use as a pox, and it can do it just as fast, if not better, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but your Mutilus Theranos is stripping armor, and there's not a secondary in the game right now that you're gonna run with a stealth frame that you're gonna take out level 2,000 plus enemies instantly with. So yeah, go ahead and use your bow so you have less kills per second, because you're I don't know, people are special. But anyway, so 1, 2 usually is all you need. That's it, just 1, 2. Fulmination does spread. So if you hit them directly, instead of hitting the ground, it's a little bit of a spread radius. So usually what I just do is that. I do use Hornet Strike just because it does do damage to their health. But if you're trying to, say, test out your Amprex build, just copy what you just seen me do. Take off the damage and just go for straight status. So you're not dropping their health way too low to actually see the Amprex working. Ivara, if you're running Ivara, she gets a benefit towards headshots when using Prowl. I run a 100% power strength build. I don't touch it. I don't increase it or decrease it. So you can see that's my stats. For the most part, that's what I'm running. Not all the time. I do have my build set up a little weird right now. I forgot what I was doing, so ignoring my Ivara build for the most part. It's kind of changed up at the moment, but here we go. Using this, right? If you've seen the corrosive video, just know that here's the difference between a corrosive Amprex and a viral Amprex. Yeah, that happened. Right? Right. I'll run it again for you, just in case. Here, I won't take the armor. This is why people don't use viral. Because they don't understand energy weapons. Right? So, there you go. No damage now. So, here, I'll just do body shot. See, headshot to body shot, major difference. But still out killing any corrosive possible viral build. It's just absolutely nasty. I don't care who you are. Alright, let's see. Chroma. I'll show you how I run the Chroma combo. Usually I run my Chroma combo with, say, I got the wrong Amprex. I'm doing the special right now. I ain't bad, yo. Anyways, Chroma. This is my normal setup with Chroma. I run this when there's usually like a Siren or a Mag or Oberon, somebody there stripping, removing armor. I can run my own armor stripping thing to make it benefit. I run a Corrosive Blast, usually on my Zenistar, just to help with armor reduction. If I'm doing in-game runs, I will not have a weapon for self-damage for Chroma because they're gonna do so much damage, you don't need it. Anything level 100 or higher, you're gonna hit your max buff regardless. Like, just saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpause these enemies so that I can get myself right. Pause. Okay. So just so it's, you know, less irritating, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Pause them again. Usually, if you watch my other video, I just clearly stated I don't really pause enemies when I test my weapons. I'm just doing this for tutorial purposes. I need to really take off my Magus lockdown. But anyways, so check this out. Alright. With just Chroma alone, without stripping down, my viral slash build will absolutely just decimate through the end. So just think, run that with a Saren on the team. Removing the armor for you. How fast right? There's that. Right? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run my pox. Did I? I don't think I did. I think I did a special person moment. Oh, I did switch it. I'm just a special person today. The main reason I don't run Hornet Strike on my Pox build is I do run it with Chroma quite often, and this actual setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this as if I was like legit trying to mission with Chroma. Okay, so there I stripped off a little bit of their armor. I have Magus repair to regen my health if I need, because I had to purposely take damage just to get my Fury buff going. So I'm not gonna go for headshots. That's my viral build in a nutshell, basically. If there's no armor, that's it. We're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out, and let's say run Saren. If the game will let me change loadouts, because the new UI is so amazing that it barely works. Because I don't know. I don't make the game. I just play the crap. Anyways, so here we go. I'm not even gonna put Storation on there. I'm gonna treat my Saren like she is Chroma. Screw it. Alright. Chroma Saren. Let's go. Oh, it might help if I pause the enemies. I can run around and survive with Saren with them unpaused at these levels. I'm not in the mood for things right at the moment. I do have Rolling Guard on here, so it's just really tedious. I'm gonna go ahead and get a score count going. That's just to give an example of my Saren. Why I said I can at that level. Yeah, anyways. That was just for the meme factor. Anyways, I'm not gonna use Toxic Flash like that this time. I'm just gonna oh, no Serration. So basically, I'm running essentially a Saren and treating the Saren as a damage to kill per second damage time comparison. It's almost very similar. You'll really notice it later. My Saren builds are kind of weird how they work. It might make no sense to people who are newer to Saren. Anybody super experienced maybe will understand this. The damage scaling will amplify with the Amprex with my Saren because of the enemy armor. The armor stripping later game, they're not dying, they're just armorless, so the kill per second actually increases because everything is, I guess we'll call it naked. So, like, example. Alright. So that's not gonna spread really unless I do this most of the time, but that stopped working. My little trick I used to do used to work like that. I just double pop it and it would spread, but I don't know, something changed with that. But let's go ahead and pop a few spores. Now you see everybody's armorless, just about. So when you're running the toxic lash on the serum, you're popping spores like even faster and it's just spreading. So let's just say I just went ahead and put like level 1,000 plus. Obviously, because of the damage scaling with the Amprex, clearly, you know, there's definite potential there with killability per second. Headshots not needed. You know, I mean, that's the build in a nutshell. I usually run my viral slash with Revenant, actually. I've been having a lot of fun with that lately. I named him Rev. I know, it sounds weird. Don't judge me. Because Revenant is kind of like a portable serum, just it doesn't strip you. But I got you. I'm gonna run this how I run this. Right. Got radiation viral. Oh, didn't know it, but I'll get a little bit of corrupted rock that I can get out of there. Chill. This is my no serration. Just chill. So this is, you know, I don't run it like this. My star. What I do is I run through and pop. After I know they've got at least half of their own extra. If I'm running Revenant, like, let's be realistic. I'm not doing like half of that. Everybody. So every time you cast one of these guys, slaves as well. Slaves you got, you just hit your 3. One shot kill them. Third ability has enough power to say remove 100% of health. That's boom. Now he just went through. Honestly, that's all to do for him. So this is, you know, I do a lot of weird, very weird builds. Melee, I do no serration builds. Oh, this was the serration build, my bad. What was it? Vigilante. Let's treat it like it's chroma. Most of my setups are meant to be synergized with and other things in the game entirely working together. There's armor. They're all in a group. They all have their armor, whatever, you know, they're in a group, and they pops with that fire rate mod. Fire rate, you know, music is turn now up pop. Got under my skin, people it's slightly irritating. Very simple stuff right there. And they definitely don't fight the ill level to understand why. It's good, but like I said, so we got a secondary weapon that can really hang with that. I've tried it. Don't dare comment and say, "Well, kit gun." Don't tell me, "Oh, catch moon." I'm gonna slap you. I want you to go and make a video and show me that you're melting through a whole group of enemies that are level 2000 plus with your catch moon. And we'll have a little chit chat later on about what your build is, because that's phenomenal. And I don't mean running a Warframe that can buff the damage so that you can pull it off. I'm talking about the weapon as base, because if you have to rely solely on something buffing it, then it's not a good weapon in that aspect for base damage and killing everything. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good weapon in general. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean it that way, and I'm really bad with my words, especially when I'm tired. I do have a radiation build. I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you. I run this with Revenant most of the time, as weird as it might sound. I actually run this with Revenant, and I run a gas condition overload build on my Zenistar. Apparently I will be logged out of the server because Warframe can't handle me switching so many loadouts of greatness. So I guess I won't be able to show you that. I'll just have to explain it. Okay, so the build itself, the radiation build, is radiation viral. It's not intended for damage output. I just did it for funsies, goofing around one day, and it actually ended up being very OP. The Amprex itself, no. The damage is definitely not going to kill nothing late game. But what happens with it is, if you run the gas build on the Zenistar, if you copy my gas builds, and then you copy my corrosive pox, throw that Zenistar in the air with that gas build, and the pox, just carpet bomb the area, run, if you need it, Magus repair on, your operator for arcane, and then Magus anomaly, switching in and out of your Warframe, you pull them into you, so you can technically pull them into the gas clouds from the pox. I personally, because I'm running Revenant, I don't need HP, so I run Magus anomaly and I run Magus lockdown in unison together with this whole setup. What happens is you're pulling them into the pox, the armor's getting stripped, the gas is doing damage, and then if you hit the radiation viral, you're adding 2 statuses to buff the condition overload on the Zenistar, as well as the corrosive and the gas procs. So that's 4 status types right there to buff condition overload. On top of, on occasion, you'll hit a electric proc from the Amprex, even though it's a radiation viral build. It's, I don't know, it's weird. It does it still sometimes. Not like really often, but it does it. What else? The enemies shooting each other will do impact punctures / procs to each other on top of whatever auras they might have, toxin procs, whatever they do to each other. You'll get a whole accumulation of just raw, pure damage, and it turns into an onslaught just phenomenal. I did it just goofing around one day and stumbled upon something that was more broken than I expected, and I did a 6 or 7 hour run up to level 9,999 enemies with my Revenant. Twitch was actually down that day, and I did not get the pleasure of posting that for bragging rights. But I did do it with my Revenant. You do need to have Rolling Guard on Revenant to pull that one off. I want to say doing it with a crew doesn't work out as well. I'm not really... It was just something weird. I don't know. Because I tried to run it the same setup with a team, and I just couldn't seem to do it. I don't know what it is. I guess it's enemies not paying attention to me and only me coming into a focus point, so I couldn't just mass murder everything together using Revenant's abilities and you know, all the likes. That's the only thing I can figure out. Maybe that was holding me back on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and I will put this up on my YouTube. I hope you guys like my builds. I'm gonna keep trying to do these videos the best